Welcome back to the K-Files. Today we are investigating the demise of poor Queequeg.
Queequeg!
Scully's first pet. Down. Welcome back to the lush basement office. We've, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've added some key items to our little set deck back here. I'm your host, Katie Moeller, and I'm joined by, of course, as always,
Grizzly, and we're coming at you from HollywoodRedux.com.
HollywoodRedux.com, yeah.
This episode.
So we're talking about Quagmire today, which is, of course,
Can we have a moment of silence, though?
Oh,
for real, though?
For Queequeg.
Queequeg, dude. That was rough.
That was our moment for
Thank
Queequeg.
you for the heads up, dude.
To be honest with you, I just couldn't, it broke my heart. I couldn't do it.
Threw a curveball at me that I was not ready for. Thanks.
It's a kind of a grisly death. It's kind of a cold death. I feel like the writers sort of said once upon a time they brought him back. They brought him back just to
kill him?
knock him off. And so they did so. So he was a casualty of course, Big Blue, which turned out to just be a really big alligator at Heuvelman's Lake. Heuvelman's Lake.
I'm gonna be honest, that was a little disappointing because I was really hoping that they would actually get to see it,
Yeah.
But I guess the whole mystical you'll wonder works too.
Well, I love speaking of Big Blue, I love the reveal of so Kim Manners directed this episode. Kim Manners, the top dog, we talk about him all the time on this show. He directed this episode with a real twinkle, as he always does.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of imagination, and we always talk about him. Rest in peace, Kim Manners. And so in this episode, I loved a few things. The reveal of Big Blue and the signs as they're driving in. Mulder and Scully are driving in, and Scully is on her Saturday, as always. Poor long-suffering Scully. Kim Newton wrote this episode. The two Kims, they called themselves.
Tag team.
Is the duo from Revelations as well. And this is the last episode, I think.
That's
Kim
true.
Newton writes. Kim N.
Yes.
Anyway, so she writes such a long-suffering Scully. Her Scully in Revelations was a very was a struggling Scully, a Scully who's struggling with questions of asking herself about what is the meaning of this journey I'm on.
That's right.
She's in this journey with Mulder, who all the time does stuff to her that is so crazy.
Dude, Scully's face when they drove in, she's like, really? You drove me out here for this? Dude, I could have been home. But kudos to her for being a good sport and riding along,
Well, the part of her loves it. She loves him.
Sure.
So but she goes. That's the thing. If Scully didn't want to go, she wouldn't go because she's
I would recommend, though,
Scully.
leaving the dog. That would have been my only warning.
She gave you all the reasons, the contrivances to get poor Queequeg into the jaws of that beast.
Sorry, man.
But you know what? I do love to point out that it is appropriate that he was eaten by a seafaring monster because he was named after the fun story of. That's why I love Queequeg. I was really sad that they killed him off like this. But then again, I'm a dog enthusiast.
Hey man,
they have a more vicious attitude toward pets.
He was a real hero. That's all I'm saying.
But anyway, the cool story about Queequeg is that Scully had that really special relationship with her father, and they used to read Moby Dick together, and he called her Starbuck, and she called him Ahab, and that was their kind of special thing that they shared.
Cute.
Yeah, and so she named her dog Queequeg, who is another character from the story Moby Dick, the Herman Melville book. And so that's the fun story of Queequeg. But I love to point out that it is, at least he went in the way that was befitting his regal name. As Mulder thinks it's a weird name. He kind of makes fun of Scully for it, actually.
It's true.
He's like, that's a great story. All that being said, that's a dumb name for a dog. I can't help but point out to you.
Especially a Pomeranian, dude.
Yeah, well, he's so cute. He's such a cute little
This is true.
guy.
He's a hero. Let's not forget. Okay.
So, and of course, we have to file that under, I guess maybe put it under P for pets, and then we also could put, remember Dagoo? Dagoo, I love Dagoo so much, from the miniseries, from Mulder and Scully Meet the Were-Monster. Another X-File, Pets of the X-Files.
We should just have a pet podcast.
Well, because they do have some pets. Mulder has his fish.
Mulder has his fish?
Yeah, you know, the fish. She always feeds the
that's
fish.
right.
Yeah.
We should have a pet podcast, dude.
It's a part
Just
of Mulder's
one to all
apartment
the
set,
pets.
and it's also like a really like a living embodiment of Mulder too in his own place because, you know, he tends them. It's kind of it's weird he is able to keep them alive since he's kind of such a
how does he have time
often
for
is a
that?
dysfunctional person. So, but he's able to keep fish alive, which is like, oh, there's like such a, you know, there's hope in him, and so and Scully loves him so much that like there was never any doubt that, you know, he'd make it through. Yeah. But he's the only Mulder who survived the reign of the Syndicate. So there you have it. He made it out alive. But anyway, I could talk about that all day long. But let's get back to Quagmire. Anyway, so fun things. I have been yakking on and on about Big Blue. What did you think?
Dude, first of all, the part where these kids are licking the toad. Okay.
Oh yeah, thank you for pointing that out. So that's another fun appearance of Tyler Labine, who's a Canadian actor who's been in a lot of stuff, and he plays the character's name is Stoner, and he's joined by this actress Nicole Parker, who I don't know from anything else, who's named Chick. So it's Stoner and Chick. And they appeared, I don't know if you remember this, but they appeared in War of the Copraphages, and you were inhaling methane, as I recall.
Just doing everything they can. They're having a blast on the X-Files, apparently, just doing different things.
As one does. Yeah.
But that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Out of the whole episode, that stood out the most. I'm like,
the Kims had a lot of fun with that. The
you
writing
can
and
tell.
the directing. Yeah.
What else? Oh, fun fact that I found out. The boat that's in the episode, it's Patricia Ray, is actually named after Kim Manner's mom.
Aww,
which fact. I thought was really sweet. What a great little tribute in the show. I really wish Mulder did get to see the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, sure.
I really did, man. He was so disappointed that it was
instant
a freaking...
more. If you just stood there an instant more,
seriously, dude, if you just waited one more second, you would have had that magical moment, and you blew it.
Yeah.
You blew it.
Yeah. What did you think of that visual effect at the end?
Hey, man, for the 90s, they did it.
Damn good, right?
They did it.
Yeah.
They did it. I
think so, too.
Dude, it actually looks a lot better, again, than today's stuff. How does that happen? I don't understand.
They really just worked on it, and I think it only took a few days to do it because, of course, they had a quick turnaround working on TV.
For what it was, it looked incredible. So
originally, I remember they tried to actually do it practically, and they had some kind of rubber thing the special effects team was working with. No,
good for you guys for even
no. There are outtakes, and it looks really silly.
I know,
so
but at least they tried though. So
yeah, God love them. Of course, they did everything practically if they could, and then when they couldn't, they would bring it to the visual effects, and they would have somebody do something that was at least dark enough so that it didn't look hokey, whatever they could accomplish with the technology they had. The trick they always used was it was always dark.
I really want to see these videos
now. The creature was shrouded, and it always looked twice as scary as, just seeing everything. So it's good tip if you don't have a lot of resources for visual effects. Just make it really dark so you don't see imperfections. You just see what you see. Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool too.
I wonder if Scully actually wanted to see the monster as well. I like to believe there was a little bit of that where she's like, "Come on, I hope it's actually the monster." But maybe that's just me,
Yeah. Well, Scully gets more visitations than anybody else. Scully witnesses more than anyone else on the show.
That's why I was hoping Mulder would get that one moment, but not yet. It wasn't the right time.
Oh, he's seen a lot though. They both seen quantifiable evidence.
Not the Loch Ness Monster, Katie.
They both have alien DNA. They are both. We're getting so serious.
We're getting so serious.
I love it. I've never been happier in my life. We're going so deep cuts on this episode. It's great.
But it's true though. You make a point. They they both have seen equally, I guess.
Yeah.
It evens out.
Well, look, the whole thing is that Mulder wants to believe, and Scully is a skeptic. That's their relationship. So, and in this episode, Scully is not just pulling back for that, those typical reasons, but she's also emotionally pulling back too because she's worried that about what the meaning of Mulder's cause is. That's why they have that wonderful scene. We haven't even talked about the best part of the episode, which is that scene on the rock where they're stranded, and they have that conversation, which we should also cross-reference the episode Detour, where they're stranded, and they, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That one, great one. Anyway, so conversations while stranded, and they talk about philosophy, they wax philosophical. It's really great.
Well, there's not much to do when you're just sitting on a rock.
Right, sure. And Mulder gets to give that whole spiel about, if you had a wooden leg, you wouldn't have to work so hard in life. Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. Well, I love that scene. I think this episode lives in my heart, particularly for that scene, to get to have the conversation with those actors and those characters, because the chemistry is really a thing that's alive on screen to behold. So
Well said.
this episode gets, there's some hokey stuff, but
And there's
this
frog
episode in
licking
general,
and,
yeah.
Loch monsters.
So I mean, for me, I love the Quagmire. I file it under.
It was a fun episode. It was.
Episode, yeah, lighthearted. Nothing. No
Monster episode?
stakes were never really that scary. Monsters for sure.
Monsters for sure.
Monster of the week. I think it's a Scully monster, just for all the fun filing. Thank you for joining our investigation into Quagmire. I'm your host, Katie. You can find me at KMoles on all social media.
And I'm your co-host, Grizzly. You can find me at Grizzly on all social medias. And we're coming at you from HollywoodRedux.com. Please check out all our other content. IGL, especially this month, virtual reality. Please check all that out. The guys are going to be hosting so much stuff. Send us your stuff. #HRVR. We want to see it. Also, we got an...
No, you're doing so good.
Damn.
You're crushing it.
Please check out our other podcasts as well. The Writer's Room Movie and Entertainment Podcast. Check out IGL for, again, HRVR #. Please send us your stuff.
And that's going to do it for the K-Files. Please like and share if you like what we did. Comment below. Let us know what you want to see on this show.
Subscribe.
We're going to investigate all the truths. The truth is already here. We say
Follow,
it every
guys.
episode. So get into the investigation.
See you guys.
Bye.